Hey, how's it going guys? Reed here and welcome to ReadReborn. In today's video I am doing a recommended video from Savage Gaming, and he suggested that I make a video on the top ways to increase your item level as soon as you hit max level at level 60, and that is exactly what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to go over some tips or ways that I would recommend you increasing your item level so you can start doing some endgame content such as extreme primals like Thordan and Sephiroth, and also like Alexander Savage and other things like that. I think the list I've got is pretty quick. I'm not going to lie, you could probably get to like pretty high 200 plus item level within like a week. It's really not too long, so I'm just literally going to start. I'm going to go through the duty finder, showing you what I'd recommend to do. So obviously every day when you log on, you obviously want to do the roulettes that are available just so you can get your tombstones to save up for gear and stuff. Obviously just only do the ones that are available, and stuff like leveling. If you're going to get like 5, it's probably worth it for their ESOs, but if you're going to do it for 5 tombstones of lore, it's really not worth it. But yeah, only go for things you think are really going to help you save up for that gear. I mean, nowadays esoteric gear is pretty cheap anyway, so 100 would do you really good. But yeah, like I said, don't go for anything that's really cheap. So the first thing, you're going to hit level 60, you're going to have roughly around item level 140 to 150 level gear. So if you're item level 140-ish, keep running the Great Global Library. That will give you some good gear. That will give you enough gear that you'll need for the Aethochemical Research Facility, and you need a minimum item level of 142 to get in here. So as soon as you get item level 142, go in there, get some gear from the rewards, save up your ESOs and stuff, and hopefully you would be able to get some gear or saved up enough tombstones from that to get you to at least item level 145. It's only a 3 difference, so I'm pretty sure you can do that. And then that means Nether Reap and the Fractal Continuum also become available. So once you're in there, these have a minimum item level of 145, and again drop higher items gear with also obviously esoteric bonus. But yeah, that's obviously going to keep increasing your gear, so that's what I'd recommend up until item level 170. Then maybe from 170 to 180 I would go for the next dungeons available, which is St. Moshan's Arboretum and Pharaoh Sirius hard mode. Again, they offer more esoterics and more lore as well. So obviously you'll keep saving. As soon as you have enough gear, buy it, because that will keep increasing your item level. If you don't do this really quickly, then I'll be really surprised, because the price of ESO gear is really cheap these days. So yeah, I'll just keep doing that until you get to item level 180. But once you get to item level 180, then things start getting a little bit easier, because you now have Alexander available, the Fist, Cuff, Arm and Burden of the Father. Obviously they don't give us much esoterics, so it might be a bit harder to save up for gear, but it will drop you the tokens which you can trade in Idleshire for high level gear. So I would just recommend doing those, and obviously there's not like a limit on how many tokens you can get now with Alexander normal, so you could just keep running those over and over again until you've got enough tokens for the piece of gear that you need. And also at item level 180 you have the Void Ark available. This is really good. You only need an average item level of 175 actually, so you could just go from St. Moshan's Arboretum and Pharaoh Sirius hard for only 5 item levels up. And as soon as you hit 175 you can do the Void Ark. Now this is really going to help you with your gear, just because obviously Void Ark drops item level 200 gear, and now there is also no lockout or like weekly cap on how much gear you can get, so you can literally keep running that, keep getting item level 200 gear for your class. Obviously depends on if it drops, gonna depend on what other classes are in the party, if you get lucky with the drops, if you get lucky with the rolls, other stuff like that. But Void Ark is a really good way. Obviously gives fairly good ESOs, and yeah, not too bad lore if you keep farming it. That's not too bad, and you can obviously get your farthing thing, which you can trade for the 6th grade materia stuff, which sells for quite a lot of money on the market as well, so you can make some gil while you are at it as well. So obviously once you get to, hopefully you'll keep going up, keep boosting up, and then you should be able to be doing the Anti-Tower and the Lost City of Amdapor hard mode. Obviously these are the best ways to get ESOs and lore, because that now means that you can do your expert roulette, which is the top 2 highest dungeons in the game, and that gives you what, 75 lore in one go. So that's the best way to save up your lore now. Unfortunately that does still have a weekly cap, so you can only get 450 of those in 1 week. But once you're on your way to saving up those, then you can start hitting up the big item level 230 gear, which is obviously what you want to start progressing towards the big stuff. So next up we have Alexander Midas, which is the most recent Alexander series, and once you have item level 200 you can get in that. And again, same, unfortunately this does have like a weekly cap on tokens, so you can only get 1 token per floor, but make sure you just get all of those in. Make sure you get your token from each floor every week, and it took me like 2 or 3 weeks to save up for most of my Alexander gear, because obviously for the accessories you only need 1, and yeah, for head, boots, arms, belt you only need 1 or 2, and that's item level 220 gear. So combine that gear with the Void Ark gear and the lore gear, you're going to be looking at a rough item level of 210-ish, something like that. And then basically you're pretty much ready for everything that you need to do. Obviously Sephiroth Extreme is 205 average item level, which is basically the highest endgame content that you can do at the moment. In terms of weapon, drops an item level 220 weapons, which is what, and obviously the bird, which is what everyone's going for at the moment. And then you've also got Midas Savage, which is, you're probably going to need a free company or a static or something like that to get into that. But having all of that stuff from the Alexander Midas normal mode, and the lore tomestones, with your 230 gear, you should definitely be okay with that. So just to quickly, that is everything that I could, off the top of my head, I just been through all of the things from level 60. So just a quick recap for you, just obviously not as much detail. Once you get to level 60, want to be doing the Aethochemical Research Facility till you can save up enough esoterics or get enough gear to start doing Nether Reap and the Fractal Continuum. Obviously keep getting gear, keep saving up your tombstones and stuff until you can get into St. Moshan's Arboretum and Pharos hard mode. And also once you get to that point, which is item level 175/180, the Void Ark also becomes available, which I would highly recommend doing. That is like a key thing to get in your item level up, because that drops 200 gear, also gets you the Farthing, which you could get Gil, and also gives you good tombstones of esoterics and lore. So after that you want to start doing, after that you'll be in a good enough position to start doing the Anti-Tower and the Lost City of Amdapor hard mode for your expert roulette every day, and from that point you can start saving up your tombstones of lore for your item level 230 gear. And that should put you in a good enough position to start doing Alexander Midas as well, which gives you 220 gear. So saving up that 220 gear from Midas and the 230 gear from the tombstones, and obviously the 200 gear from Void Ark, will put you in a good enough position to start doing Sephiroth Extreme, which requires a item level 205 requirement to get in, and then also Midas Savage, which at the current time is the highest sort of end game content that we have at the moment. That will prepare you completely for the next patch. So yeah, I reckon that's possible in around a week to get up to like 200 plus. Obviously you need, with the weekly cap of the Midas tokens and the lore being at 450 a week, you have to wait for those before you can cap those again. But you can easily, all the other steps before the lore tombstones and Midas, easily 200 plus item level. I reckon you could do that in a week if you just grinded out some dungeons. It would get pretty boring, pretty repetitive, but in the long run it's pretty fast ways to get up your item level ready for endgame content and for future patches. So anyway guys, thanks to Savage Gaming for recommending me to do this video. Obviously if you guys have any suggestions for future videos, then please drop a comment, because I read them all, reply to pretty much all of them, and yeah, it'd be really cool to get some feedback from you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe for more Final Fantasy XIV videos in the future. And if you're new to my channel, check out some other videos. I've got other top 10, top 5s and a lot of guides and music videos also from Final Fantasy XIV. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'm sure I will see you again really soon.